Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, Kotzen. I'm Dennis, and today what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a LiteSpeed web server, the enterprise version, on Plesk and do it for free. You know, the enterprise version is normally a paid version, and it's supposed to be a little bit more features than that comes with the open LiteSpeed, but they do have a free version, somewhat limited, but it's still a good version. And what it is I don't know about much of y'all, but I have problems with Apache and their memory usage, and I've got my Kotzen.com up running lately, and I hope y'all go to it and check it out and give me your comments on it. But the Apache memory is always peaking and in the red zone, and I'm getting warnings after warnings and after warnings on it. And I'm going to show you a little bit what I got, because I took a screenshot of my website when it was going through. As you can see, this is Kotzen, and at the time I was running Apache. Even when I ran Apache and it was served with Nginx, you know, man, for some reason I could not keep my memory usage to go down. It was constantly peaking in the red throughout the day, and when it does that, Plesk gives you warnings all the time about it's popping and all that. I tried all kind of stuff to bring down the memory usage, but I was unable to do so. But as soon as I installed LiteSpeed Enterprise, which LiteSpeed Enterprise is different from Open LiteSpeed because it actually replaces, it's just a one-to-one drop-in for Apache, so it's not hard to set up, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. But basically, when I changed it over to LiteSpeed Enterprise, the CyberPanel LiteSpeed, you know how I like their service. I changed over that, and I have not had a bit of problems. Again, as you can look from this chart from the Apache, you could tell just during this little time how many times it hit the red zone. And really, my website's not that complicated. And again, go to it, Kotzen.com, check it out. And this is what was peaking on it. All right, so let me just go ahead and get this off of it. And I'm going to exit my picture off of it, and we're going to go from there. And I'm going to show you what to do now. Let's go ahead and we're going to get LiteSpeed on your Plesk. Now, this tutorial is assuming that you already got Plesk installed and got a web domain and a website, or possibly like a WordPress website already installed, and it's running on Apache. As you can tell, I'm running the PHP version 7.4, which you could change that to whatever you want to when we get through. We'll talk more about that. But I'm running on Apache right now. And of course, if you go to WordPress and we go to open the WordPress kit, and you can see if I really wanted to, I could go ahead and do that. And I've tried the caching through Nginx, the FPM or through Nginx, different things. And, you know, I could never get it to do right. But let's go ahead and get this installed. So what I want to do, again, if you don't have Plesk installed or WordPress, check out my other videos because it'll catch you up to speed to where we're at right now. But once you get Plesk installed, what I want y'all to do, first of all, is go to LiteSpeedTech.com. So LiteSpeedTech.com. Go to it, and that's going to be where we're going to get our LiteSpeed Enterprise web server from. And again, this is usually their paid version, but they do offer a free version, which is very good. And sign up if you ain't already signed up, but if you did, go ahead and go into it. And when you go into it, it'll be brought to a screen similar to this one where you can go ahead and order new services or stuff like that. See, like right here, I can order a new one. And this is what I want to do right now. I want to order a new service. And the new service I'm going to order is going to be for the website that I'm going to go, and it's going to be cyberpanel.xyz. And again, let me just go back over to their homepage before we go into that. Just show y'all what I'm talking about. If you go to products up in here, And then you go down to where it says LiteSpeed web server, and you go to pricing. It'll show you the different plans they got and what they do, and you can buy them for monthly, or you can pay yearly, or you can own it for a finite amount of money. See, like the different ones. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to do the starter plan. The starter plan is plenty, y'all. Don't let this less than 2 gig memory. I have had not one problem out of this, but I'm going to just give y'all this. It's only for one domain. So if you got more than one domain, you may have to set up multiple servers or something. You can't mix and match. You can put more than, so if you need more than one domain with this, of course, it's going to cost you, but if you only got one domain that needs to be set up, the starter version is a good one to do. So go into it and hit buy now, and it'll set you up once you get your page into it, or whatever the case may be, like I did. And let me go back over to where we hit the store. And you remember earlier I just went order new service. And as you can tell, when we go into the order new service, there's the free starter for $0 a month. And of course, again, it tells you unlimited subdomain. So let's say I got CyberPanel XYZ. It doesn't matter if I got admin CyberPanel, Dennis at CyberPanel, Joe Blow at CyberPanel. I can put as many subdomains I want on there, but it's only going to be the one domain limit. Of course, all of them come with one worker process, and like I said, the 2 gig RAM, don't worry about that, y'all. And LS cache included, and I'll show you how to get that figured in. Now, the caching, that's a different thing. I'll talk to y'all in another video about Quick Cloud, and I'm going to do that for too long for y'all. And I'm also going to compare Quick Cloud to the CloudFlash APO and let y'all know that. But right now, just go ahead and click Order Now. And what it's going to do, it's going to spin up a new configuration for us. And as you can tell, it's telling us everything that's going to be involved in this. And it is also telling us it's free forever. Here's how it is. Now, they're going to send you an invoice every month, but the invoice is going to be show paid, like right here. So don't get scared if you see an invoice or anything, and it just tells you about this is, hey, only for one domain, and this is your final price. So y'all go ahead and get that. Just hit continue, and it'll go to the next page. And what we got is here the starter version leased LiteSpeed web server, in case you see right there. And we're going to click checkout. Now, when we get to checkout, this is where it's going to apply our license. And this, as you can tell, we don't owe anything. You do got to set up a credit card if you haven't already got one. I've got one. I don't think I got it set up where it constantly remembers, but you just go ahead and enter all that in. And after you get through finishing, again, your credit card information in there, or PayPal, whatever it is, and that's just for their purposes. They're not going to charge you with it. And you hit the confirm or whatever the next one is, and it'll bring you into here where your order confirmation's at. As you see, you get an order number, and this is what the order number, whatever it's be. Then we're going to hit continue to client area. So we'll just click continue to client area. Of course, y'all, you see I got two services spun up right now, and what it is since I got these two, I got one here active for Kotlin, which is on site or Plesk, and I got another one. This is the one we just spun up, and it's going to be for cyberpanel.xyz. And when you get through with this, it's going to go ahead and assign the IP to it. But now, since we're done with that, let's go back over to our Plesk. And as you can tell, we're into Plesk. So what I want y'all to do is go over to extensions and click on extensions, and when you do that, it'll bring you into this page like what I've got. And then go up here to this search bar, and what we're going to do when we get to the search bar is type in LiteSpeed, LiteSpeed. Of course, it's going to auto generate, and you see LiteSpeed extension is brought up. And then you're welcome to read through all this, and it's actually Alma Linux is starting to be supported by it, which is a good thing. But we're going to go ahead and get it free, and it's going to go ahead and download this extension for us, which it has already done. All right, once it gets downloaded, we're going to open it. So come over to this section here and click open. All right, it brings us to this page, LiteSpeed Web Server. And now, it does recommend if you want it to do this parallel, just to make sure if you got a server running something that's very I don't know how to say, if you want to make sure it's working before you swap completely over, you could do a parallel run on it and leave both of them running. But I'm not going to do that here. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click this as install LiteSpeed, and when we do that, it will bring us to the user agreement. Of course, read through all that if you haven't already done so, and click I agree. And here's the thing, you could choose your trial version and all that, and that's great if you want to do the trial version and get one of those that's like the web hosting or whatever the case may be, and it tells you where everything's going to be set, your emails and your installation directory. But what we're going to do, we're going to enter a enterprise license. Of course, it says input serial number, and here's the thing, that's where we're going right back to the client area page. What it's going to do, we're going to go into your active products, and we're going to click the top one, or if you got 4 or 5 or whatever the case may be, the one you're putting in now. In my case, it's going to be this top one. It's not assigned to anything, but I'm just going to go ahead and click it, and what it's going to do is bring me to this next page, manage products. And what we need to go is down here to serial number. And of course, as you can tell right now, it's don't have a server IP registered. But as soon as I assign it the Plesk license number to that particular Plesk thing, it's going to assign the IP number to this. And so it will relate it. So what I need y'all to do is go ahead and copy the serial number. And when you get it, go back over to your Plesk where you see we was talking about entered the enterprise license, and here's the field we're going to enter it into. So go up here and click that little radio button and just copy and paste your license or serial number into that, and go down here and you could just webman console login. If you want to use theirs, you could just go ahead and set up anything and change the passcode or whatever that may be. Mine's probably using the same passcode I use to log in, the CyberPound sort of. Then it says, here's the thing, like I told y'all, when you get down to the bottom, it'll let you know if you want to either run it parallel or if you want to just switch over to LiteSpeed after install. I'm switching over to LiteSpeed after install. This is a test on this end. I don't have something that's critical if it breaks, but I have not had any problems just swapping straight from Apache over to LiteSpeed. So, but do what you think's best. There is a way to do it parallel if you choose to do so. And of course, I'm going to click all this because I do want to open the HTTP3 server for it and everything. So I'm clicking this and that, and I'm going to go down here to install and click it again. I must have I have to retype the login. Let me just do that and see if it's the same one I think it is, and we're going to try this one more time. Click install. And after we click install, what it's going to do, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything right now, but it is working. It's working in the background. You won't see it for about a minute or two, and then when it gets finished, it's going to all show you it's completed and what's done to it. Install LiteSpeed web server. And as you can tell, LiteSpeed is running and Apache is not running. So I have successfully installed LiteSpeed, and now I converted it over. It's a 1-to-1, basically a drop-in for Apache. Now OpenSpeed has, they can read Apache certain things, but it's not a 1-to-1 drop-in. you would have to go with something like the enterprise version. And of course, it's letting us know what release version it is and where it was created. If you want to go down through here and read all the stuff, you can. And once you get down here to complete, just click OK. And there we go. Now it brings us into this place. And what it recommends is that we restart it, because we definitely want to restart so it'll start back up on LiteSpeed. Of course, later on, if you choose to do so, you can switch from LiteSpeed to Apache and vice versa, and you can always handle your cache installation, and we're going to do that too. But right now, let's just go ahead, and it's telling us before we restart, we need to deploy the LiteSpeed Cache Word plugin. So what I need y'all to do is go right to this particular Manage Cache installation and click it. Alright, now let's see what we got. We don't have anything showing discovered, but so what we need to do is scan. And when it scans, it's going to look for any WordPress that has been installed on Plesk that is under your name or whatever the case may be. So it will do a good job of finding it. So let's just hit scan and see what happens. And of course, it says it's going to scan, so we're going to allow it to scan. It's currently doing the scan, and it says scan complete. So let's just give it a second and see what happens here. It says currently scanning. Discover. All right, let's go back. I don't remember if I went back last time or not, but we are going to try this and see what it is. And it did find it, okay? cyberpanel.xyz. Of course, it found it, and then as you could tell, it's still not showing any actions, any cache status, or anything like that. So we got to go over here and figure out what's going on. As you can look, it says one installation discovered, and there's no action. So what we need to do is enable it. So we're going to highlight it, and of course click enable LS cache, and then you can refresh it if you need to, but we're going to click this to enable it. And now we see it's enabled, and if you read up here, it says it's enabled and it's been discovered, and it is the LSCPW is enabled. So we're got that going. So now let's go back over. And of course, we got one message that shows it is. Let's go back. Okay, y'all. Now, we are eventually going to have to restart LiteSpeed. But in order to get both the LiteSpeed PHP and the PHP that's right now running on Plesk to be the same. But there's a critical step that we're going to have to take that you're going to have to make sure you go to in order to do this first. And you go back up here to where it says websites and domains. Just click it, and it'll bring us to the home page. And what we're going to do, we're going to go to this one that says PHP settings, and as you can tell, it's on version 7.428, and we're going to leave it at there at this time, and I'll show you later how to upgrade it to 8.1 or 8.0. But for right now, on this particular video, we're going to just leave it at 7.4. And as you can see, it says this FPM application served by Apache. This is the one that we need to change, and to change it over to where LiteSpeed will run. You know, when we're in the home page, after we get through that, we go over here. Let me show y'all something. Go over here to Tools and Setting, right here where I got to highlight. Click it, and we're going to go all the way over here to General Settings and under PHP Settings. And go into there. As you can see, and I will show you how to get version 8.0 installed when we update it, 8.1 on a different video. But right now, as you can see, it goes from 3.3 up to 3.4.28. And what I'm going to do, because LiteSpeed got to be under fast CGI application, there is really no sense in having all these other ones, especially the older versions on. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and discontinue all of them but the fast CGI application. Again, LiteSpeed got to have this to run. When you leave that on, go back up to websites and domains, go back to PHP settings, and again, this automatically set it in there with us since we disabled all that. Fast CGI application. with a 7.4.28. Come down here, apply. You probably don't need to because it's already said it. When you do that, it's okay. Go back to home page, and let's check our version and see if we run into the right one. We're going to go back into PHP. We're going to click view the PHP info page, and it brings us to the PHP version 7.4.28. And we look down, of course, it tells us we're running server LiteSpeed, and we're matching the right configuration path of 7.4. So that's how you pretty much install it. And from my experience, y'all, once it gets installed, you will not have any memory problems associated with like what I had when it came to dealing with, let me see, let me show you again, dealing with Apache. Apache, it was constantly pegging out in the red. And on the same website now, since I put LiteSpeed on there, I haven't had any problems. Again, if you like this, go ahead and check out my website, kotzen.com.